Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mishawaka High School for the school board meeting, the regular meeting of the board. Would you please all stand and join Kate, gradeless, in leading us in the pledge, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kate. 2.03, adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda for May 7th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be adopted as presented.
So moved?
Second.
So moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 3 is recognition. 3.01, recognition of Mishawaka High School 2025 valedictorians and salutatorians. Mr. Brew.
Thank you, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, school board members, and guests. It is with immense pleasure and pride that I stand before you to introduce the exceptional individuals who have achieved the highest academic honors at Mishawaka High School for the 2025 graduating class. Today we are here to celebrate the accomplishments of our valedictorians and salutatorians, truly outstanding students who have not only demonstrated exceptional academic success, but also has exhibited leadership, dedication, and a commitment to excellence throughout their high school journey. I will introduce our salutatorians first, followed by our valedictorians. When I call your name, if you would come up and stand next to me, that would be great. First, we'll start with our first salutatorian, Margaret Copens-Clark. Margaret will be going to Loyola University of Chicago and studying nursing. Next, we have Jackson Snyder. Jackson will be attending Indiana Wesleyan, play football, and study engineering. Next, we have Liam Bauschke, who is not here today. He's presently running track outside the building. And Liam will be attending Indiana University. He has an undecided major, and he will be participating in cross country and track and field. Next, we have Camila Ramirez Quijada, who is not here as well. She is at softball tonight. And Camilla will be attending Calvin University, and she will be majoring in kinesiology and playing softball. Our last salutatorian is Jackson Myers. Jackson will be attending Ivy Tech. He will be pursuing a business degree and a goal to start his own business someday. Next, our valedictorians. We're going to start with Catherine Gradeless. Catherine Gradeless will be attending Loyola University Chicago, and she plans to major in anthropology. Next, we have Charlie Mahler. Charlie will be going to Purdue University in West Lafayette, and he plans to study aeronautical and astronautical engineering. We have Audrey Wandling next. Audrey will be attending the University of Evansville, and she will be she will be on the swimming and dive team, leaning towards something related to mathematics. Next, we have Jillian Hensel. Jillian is attending Boston University, and she plans to major in psychology. And lastly, we have Corinne Flick. Corinne will be attending the University of South Carolina with a dual major in journalism and environmental studies. We are extremely proud of these students, not only for their educational achievements, but also for their character, resilience, and leadership they have exhibited throughout their high school journey. They have represented Mishawaka High School well, and we are confident that they will go on to achieve even greater success in their future endeavors. At this time, please join me in a round of applause as we celebrate and congratulate the valedictorians and salutatorians. Congratulations. Now, are we going to get a picture?
Yeah.
Quick photo.
The whole board.
And Loyola people, congratulations. That's where my son looks so good. Better real man, bad choice.
.02 Mishawaka High School presentation. Mr. Brown.
Yep. President Parks, Dr. Stevens, school board members, and guests, welcome to Mishawaka High School. We have had a busy but exciting 2024 to 2025 school year. We started the year with a ribbon cutting to mark the beginning of our 100-year celebration. Hopefully I can go to the next slide here. There we go. The ribbon cutting involved our staff, our students, and many distinguished guests, including Mayor Wood, Representative Dale Devon, and alumni Van Gates, who also turned 100 this year. Soon after school started, we were able to unveil our caveman statue, a beautiful tribute to MHS in remembrance of Mr. Mike Faulkner. Mishawaka High School was also the site of this year's MEF Gala. To mark the 100th anniversary of the opening of the cave, we hosted a throwback basketball game against Northview High School in January. 100 years ago, when that school was still Brazil High School and we were still the Mishawaka Maroons, they beat us in that first game, and they beat us again in 2025. But the game was a wonderful chance to celebrate a school we love. We were joined by a community of graduates, teachers, former coaches, and players. At the throwback game, players and coaches wore vintage uniforms, and they even sat on the old-style benches. We honored past players during this event, and even Leroy Johnson and Ron Hecklinski, two new inductees into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, were in attendance. Most recently, on March 5th, Mishawaka High School alumni Mr. Adam Driver returned to the halls and the auditorium of MHS to talk and interact with our students. He spent nearly 2 hours talking with students in our performing arts programs. Students prepared questions for Mr. Driver and got to ask questions. Mr. Driver was a thoughtful and good-humored visitor who weighed his responses carefully and was incredibly humble. What an inspiration he was for all of us. You've likely seen the new signs around our building. This year we added exterior signage outside the cave, auditorium, notatorium, and the West Gym. We worked closely with Hayes Design to ensure that the new lettering matched the original as closely as possible, and we think it looks great. We've also added signs and celebratory images throughout our hallways. This summer, we will install directional signs at entrances and street corners around MHS to help students and visitors navigate our campus and building more easily. We have had a busy year, and we certainly have talented students here at MHS. I'd like to invite some teachers to the podium to recognize the great work our students are doing. First, I'd like to invite Mr. Randy Ebright and his writing club students up to tell you a bit more about his writing club. Mr. Ebright.
Thank you, Mr. Brew. Good evening, President Parks, distinguished school board, and audience, and of course, Dr. Stevens. I've been up here a few different times talking about the Scholastic Writing Club, which we should be pretty familiar with by now. However, eventually I'll get there. There we go. So the Scholastic Writing Club has evolved and changed quite a bit over the last year, and so I want to kind of go over some of those changes. So first of all, my name is Randy Ebright in the audience. If you don't know who I am, I'm an English teacher here at the high school, And I started the writing club a few years ago, actually inspired by the art department and their performance year after year in the Scholastic Art and Writing competition. And so I wanted to try to raise the writing portion of it up to their standard of excellence. And so we meet weekly, and the students in the fall, we focus on a scholastic writing competition, and then in the spring, we do mini lessons and it ranges from a variety of different genres, short story, poetry, flash fiction, also critical essay, which we've been performing very well in the writing competition. In this past year, even though we've raised the amount of students that are participating in the writing competition every year, we've also raised the number of submissions, and yet when we enter them into the regional portion of the competition, our numbers are between 30 and 35% of students who earn either an honorable mention, a silver key, or a gold key. So even though our numbers are going up, our success is holding steady, which is something to be very, very proud of. We earned, it was 13 honorable mentions this past year, 9 silver keys, and 4 gold keys. The gold keys recipients then go on to the national level of the Scholastic Art and Writing competition. Even though we did have national award-winning recipients the last 2 years, we did not have one this year, and so I just explained to the kids we just have to have at least 2 next year, no pressure. The one thing about everything that I try to do, and especially with the writing club, is I try to be responsive to the needs and the interests of the students. And so one thing that the club has kind of changed this past year is I had an increased number of students who requested help writing scholarship letters, common app essays, and they asked, hey, can I come see you during your writing club time to seek guidance and feedback on how to do some of that? And I said, absolutely, writing is writing. And so a number of our kids were able to take advantage of that opportunity and share a lot of gratitude in terms of how much that helped them with the process, and share with me, again, their acceptance into a lot of these universities that they applied for. Finally, I do want to also explain that we had a number of different writing competitions that we're trying to take part of as well. One of the greatest ones was the Voice of Democracy through the VFW. The prompt this year, which the kids absolutely ate up, was how does America today align with the vision of the forefathers? And so students had a lot to say about that topic. And so we participated, and at the local level, the first, second, and third place winners of the Voice of Democracy were all Mishawaka High School students. In fact, the first place then goes on to the district level, regional, and then finally to the state, and then if possible the national level. Our student, Kira Foley, went all the way to the state level of the competition. Her and her family were welcomed to Indianapolis for a great ceremony. So I see Mr. Brew getting his hook ready, so I'm going to move on. But I do want to say that, again, the Scholastic Writing Club, or just the Writing Club at this point, continues to grow and be successful because of our students. Here's some pictures. Also, we have some of Kira Foley being recognized at that state dinner. Also, our students, Dakota Shannon, Gabby Baylor, and Kira Foley being recognized at a ceremony here at our local VFW Post 360. A group of our Mishawaka kids that earned those recognitions this year at the regional level. And also I wanted to point out Abby Franklin she's a John Young Middle School student and earned a gold key as well. And so we're trying to kind of dip a little bit into John Young Middle School, and I very much am grateful for Ms. Plonsky and Ms. Cummings again for that opportunity, and we're hoping to continue to grow that. The last group I kind of want to recognize at this time, and I'm going to try not to be too emotional about this, is the cavemen in the community. To be honest, this is something I've been wanting to do for a number of years, and because I see 2 things in our community. One of them is need, and another one is kindness. So I was trying to figure out a way to best combine those. And so I started the Cavemen in a Community Club this year, and so what we do, it's a volunteer service-oriented group, and it's very kind of informal. I put out a few feelers to either other schools and to our community and say, what do you need help with and how can we assist? And our students show up very, very often. And so the impact I hope not only to have on a community, both our schools, our staff, our students, but also the greater school community, but also the students that are involved as well, and getting them the experience to be able to, again, I believe that when you give good out into the world, it comes back to you. And not only in addition to that, but also kids are able to have different volunteer opportunities and maybe hopefully kind of feel a vocation or calling to pursue those later in their lives. And the impact that we've had, again, we did the polar plunge, so I had a few kids that signed up for that, never doing it before. They were kind of reluctant, saying that they're going to recommit next year. But the few kids that did participate, several of them were able to raise over $100 each, so we were able to raise between $300 and $400. Back in November, we did No Shave November, and so we're looking to do that again, raise over $1,100 from the American Cancer Society. And again, we've helped out with a number of different activities for the elementary schools and things like that, which we definitely want to continue that. My one plan for the group, though, is this upcoming year is to partner with more community organizations, such as nursing homes, animal shelters, as well as food banks as well, and try to be a little bit more organized and giving the kids opportunities to make some community networking opportunities. So that's Cavemen in a Community, and I'd like to turn it over now to Mr. Sargent to talk about our Scholastic Art program.
Very nice job.
School board members, administrators, thank you for your time. Appreciate you allowing us this opportunity. I'm Ryan Sargent. I'm the department head at Mishawaka High School. This is my 29th year, so I've been doing it for a while. And before I begin, the art department would like to thank Mr. Brew, Dr. Mann, and especially the MEF for their support over the years, especially the financial support we get from the MEF. They all get to go to heaven. Our kids all get to enter the show. Great people. This year has, again, been another great year. Every year I get to brag about how we're doing. This year we tied for first for the most gold keys in the 100-school region. So we're still doing great. I won't get into all the details there and all how we did throughout the year, how many gold keys it was, but we did lead. We had the most awards in drawing, we had the most awards in ceramics, and the most awards in the comic category. So we just about got it wrapped up as the top school. So give us a couple more years and we'll have that. And then the artwork that's on display right there, more so to brag, that's a little more unusual for this year. We had 3 national medal winners. We had a silver key, or a silver medal with Callum Kerr's self-portrait that you see there on the left. And then Soraya Smith won a gold medal for her photography there in the middle there, shot from her home there. And then Isabella Fazio with her work entitled A Cup of World War II. She has the distinction of being one of the few students in the nation to win 2 gold medals 2 years in a row. So we're pretty proud of her. And their work will be on display, and they'll be recognized in New York on June 11th at Rockefeller Center. So go Cavemen. Thank you very much for your time. What we have next here is Mr. Boyson with the esports team. Good luck with the clicker, pal. There it is. It worked for you.
Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the, sorry, can we pause that? Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen of the School City Mishawaka School Board, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, and fellow guests. My name is J.R. Boyson. I'm a science teacher here at Mishawaka High School, and I have the pleasure of being the esports coordinator for Mishawaka High School this year. We have some stats listed on the screen here. Since we started this past August, we've had at least 30 learners attend 1 meeting this year. This past semester, we've actually started opening up to competition with esports leagues across the eastern part of the U.S. as well as the state of Indiana. We've established 5 competitive teams. 2 of those teams actually went to playoffs this year, reaching the second round. To keep the comments brief, we have partnered with learners in the Mishawaka Network, and they've actually developed a short little video to kind of talk about how esports has affected them over the past year. We are looking to expand this program next year, partnering with Mrs. Beasley over at John Young to help expand the program in the middle school, as well as reach out to the community with community partners in the future. A quick thanks to our partners at Mishawaka Education Foundation for starting this opportunity, both here at the high school and at the middle school, administrative staff for School City of Mishawaka and here at Mishawaka High School, as well as learners and parents for their participation in the past year. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and run the video. This will be included in our new Google site, which will showcase esports as a whole, as well as opportunities for learners that are interested. Thank you.
Esports did, I would say, a considerable amount for me, including getting new friends, helping me socialize. Also, let me have a place where I could go after school Mondays and Wednesdays to just have some fun.
Some things that esports did for me is I was able to find more friends, and honestly, it really opened up my community.
Esports helped me create new friends and learn communication skills because I am not the best at communicating with others, especially when it comes to being in a team, playing a team game, aka Rocket League, helped me develop teamwork. I like to see esports do probably more things, which I know we have some lined up in the future. I would like to see a lot more people there. Hopefully, like we have as lively or even more lively more esports group as this year.
Obviously, I'm a senior, so I can't play next year, but I really think that next year is going to be a big year for esports because this year was a huge improvement, and I'm really, really excited to see where it's going to go.
When we started esports this year, we have progressed farther than anything that I could have imagined. And the growth that the learners have shown over the past year has been nothing short of miraculous. I look forward to seeing what our learners can do next year and in the years to come in esports here at Mishawaka High School. Skills learners pick up during esports is invaluable. Characteristics like leadership, communication, teamwork are skills that are transferable not only in esports, working with teams in video games, but also in the classroom environment as well. And when learners leave Mishawaka, we want them to have skills that they can take with them wherever they end up. Thank you to our partners at Mishawaka Network for helping to develop a very quality product. And these learners are actually part of our esports team as well. At this point, I would like to bring up Dr. Mann, who will talk, let's see if I can, there we go, to talk about the Heroes Club and blood drives. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, President Parks, School Board, Dr. Stevens. Just real quickly, I'm going to talk to you about our Heroes Club, which is basically a Red Cross club, but we have some different requirements for the students. So in addition to helping us put on our blood drives, the students are doing things within the community. Mrs. McNeely is in charge of that. You may have gotten little cards at the blood drives. The students make those, and then our students have to get trained in CPR or first aid to be senior members of the club who get red cords. So the numbers that I have up here I think are pretty impressive. We started our blood drives about 2 years ago, and in that time we have donated, let's see, I have the total up here.
160 pints.
No, that was just this year. 160 this year. I'm not sure what our total is for all of it. Sorry, I didn't put that on there. But we've had 11 drives. This year we had 160 pints donated. I know many of you sitting up at the table are involved with that, so thank you very much. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do when we started the club was make sure that students got in the habit of donating, and so that's one of the metrics that I've been looking at. And since 2023, we've had 176 first-time donors. So those are kids in the building that are first-time donors. 516 total people have come through the doors to donate. But of those 176 first-time donors, many, many of them come back. So when I look into the blood drive information that I can see as a blood drive manager, even our seniors who have graduated last year and the year before, they're still donating. So some of the seniors from last year are now 9-time donors, which is pretty awesome. And then this year, because we collected so many pints of blood, we got a higher scholarship for students than we did last year. So Mariah Shannon was able to be given a $2,500 scholarship. So thank you very much for your support. I'm really excited to see what we're going to do next year and continue with the club. Mr. Brew will rejoin.
Okay, in conclusion, I'd like to invite all of you to the various activities to celebrate our seniors. One of the things that we started last year were our elementary walkthroughs that we did, which were very successful. We are continuing those this year, and they are going to be at 9:35 and 10:30 on May 19th. And the schedule is up on the slide there. If you would like to attend those. I would also like to announce that we plan to have our 24-25 commencement in Steele Stadium this year on our beautiful new turf field. That will be on June 8th at 2 o'clock. Of course, that's dependent upon the weather. But that is our hope, that we'll be able to celebrate with our seniors out on Steele Stadium on June 8th. Before we end our presentation, I know a lot of them have kind of trickled out, but I would like to have all staff at MHS stand quickly. I know some of them kind of trickled out. I know a couple of them over here. I just want to thank them for making my job so enjoyable. Today I had an opportunity to cook out in the courtyard for the staff, and it was great. So I would like to thank them. They are truly what make this place special, so thank you. And that concludes our presentation. Thanks.
Thank you. Very well done, Mr. Burrow. Always a pleasure to be here and see all the fun things and see all the success of your seniors this year. So thank you so much. 3.03, 2-year in review for FIRST Robotics. Ms. Bissett.
Not a regular driver. So, thank you for having us here tonight, the board, Dr. Stevens, President Parks, and everyone that's here. Last year we did not present, so I thought we would do a 2-year in review to show you kind of where we've come from. All right. Am I clicking? Am I clicking? Okay. All right. So, I'm a technology teacher, can't you tell? There we go. It's not really showing on the board all the way. Is that something you can change? Thank you. Okay. So, we put together this presentation, and then would you like to do it? The presentation? Would you like me to talk? Yeah. First off, here I am Julie Facade. I am a industrial tech teacher here at the high school. I'm also the FIRST Robotics coach and the career coach for K-12 here at Mishawaka High School. So I have with me April Bell, who's one of our mentors, and Steve Kane, who's also an electrician by trade, but he is one of our mentors as well. I have Matthew Brewster, who is a senior this year. I have Mackenzie Smith, who is also a senior, and I have Karsten Bell, who is a junior. And they decided to come tonight for the presentation to show you. FIRST Robotics, for those of you that don't know, it stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology, but it is a worldwide program that has been going on. It was founded by Dean Kamen back in the early 90s. And it's a phenomenal program for students to be involved in science and technology. It's hands-on. It teaches them not only how to build a robot, but how to compete, how to be a teammate, how to work together, how to solve problems. Every year, I believe, I should just click this. Can you fix me again, John? There you go. So the levels of FIRST. There's 2 levels that we compete here at the Mishawaka High School with. The first level is FIRST Tech Challenge, and this is the robot that our FIRST Tech Challenge team built this year. None of them are here. They are 24102, but we named them the Cave Bots this year. So in the past, we've always let them pick a name for their team. This year, going forward, we decided they were always going to be the Cave Bots. So they've got a cute new little logo. They're 7th through 10th graders. So we do run this program now at the middle school successfully, which is a nice transition from running VEX at the elementary school and up. They work with the metal robots, and they compete on a 12x12, 18x18 foot field, and then they do the same thing. They compete, they play a game that is introduced to them, and build a robot to do that. The next level then, after they've successfully completed like 2 years of this and feel comfortable to move on, is at the FRC level, which stands for First Robotics Competition level. And this is our robot from this year that the kids built. This year's game was all based on
Water theme?
Yeah.
It's called Reefscape.
Yes. So let me finish first. You'll take over. Let me just do this. So this is just what I talked about. This is what they build. They build an 18 by 18 inch robot. They compete on a 12 by 12 inch field. And they did successfully compete in 2 tournaments this year. They had a travel tournament to Lafayette. We did in a day, which was a road trip. And then we went over to Penn and competed in the Mishawaka tournament. And the kids did very well. And they learned a lot. So I think once they do it first year, then they get really excited for the next year because then they know what it's all about. Okay, Mackenzie, you want to?
I was just gonna add that, like, about like so every year there's like a new theme, and this year it was all like water themed, but obviously electricity and water don't really mix, so we weren't using water or anything, but each level has a different like sub theme, I guess, because like the whole theme it was
First dive.
First dive, yes. And then ours was Reefscape, and then they had, what was theirs?
Into the Deep.
Into the Deep, and then the younger levels also had different categories too.
Yeah. So this is our new CaveBot logo. So that's our CaveBot that we came up with that the kids are going to compete under from now on. They had 8 members. They competed in the 2 tournaments. That's cute. And those are just some pictures of them competing. This was a slide I had left up there from when we presented to the Mishawaka alumni luncheon, the alumni luncheon. But in 1992, Dean Kamen and Woody Flowers started with 29 teams in one event, which was held in New Hampshire, which is where Dean Kamen lives. And he invented the Segway, if you don't know who Dean Kamen is. But he's an inventor and a creator and a scientist, and he created First Robotics, and he had 28 teams, and they competed in New Hampshire in one event. Now, in 2024, there were 3,468 teams, 32 countries, 86,700 students involved in this program. It's a volunteer-driven organization. Everyone, all the competitions, everything else, they're volunteers. The only people that really work for First are the ones that drive around and bring the field to the different areas. But other than that, everybody else is a volunteer within this organization, just there to put on the competitions for the kids. Your team number, you want to say that?
Yeah, no, I just want to add something. They definitely First works to keep you involved, because I haven't even graduated yet, and I've already gotten like 5 emails a week from them being like, hey, come be an alumni, come help out. So it's not just high school. They definitely, they want you involved post and everything. But anyway, yeah.
So the team number, fun fact with First, is the lower your team number is the years you began. So every year when you're a rookie team, you get a number in sequential order of how many teams there are. Now, obviously, there's not 39 numbers up to 39,000 because over the years teams drop off, right? So, but nobody had a repeat number. So team 135 is Penn, and they started in 1993. Okay, we're 7,477th. We are the 7,477th team to compete with First, and we started in 2018 was our rookie season. So you can see now the numbers are up to 10,000. So, and they just keep growing, and then that's kind of what that number stands for, and you always keep that number. That number never goes away. Penn added a second team, so they were able to grab their old number, which was 312, and so they have 2 teams that are in low number. 328, sorry. I forgot what else I was going to say about that. I can't see that. And then at kickoff. So for the FRC, for the big competition, we know our theme for the year, and the themes are all based off of, so it was oceanography, and it was all careers based under the ocean and with our ocean and keeping our waters clean and things that we're doing for career based, and so everything's based off of that. So it's careers and it's science and it's engineering and it's what are we doing with our oceans and our waterways so they'll be protected protected in years to come, okay? This next year, our new one is First Age. It's called First Age, and it's all about archaeology, and it's all about taking our past and how our past has taught us about the future. So they've already announced that. We don't know our game yet. The game is introduced for the FRC level the first Saturday in January. It's broadcast through the NASA, and it's worldwide. And so everybody, it's a kickoff, and everybody watches it at noon. And they tell you what you're doing, and then you have 6 weeks to build a robot to play that game. So you've got to figure out what you're going to build. Hopefully you've already pre-ordered parts. We've learned that the hard way. Because you got to get everything together, you got to get it programmed, and then your first competition starts in March 1st. And then you compete during March and into the 1st of April, and then you're done. The national, or the Worlds, is in Houston, Texas. Has been since COVID, but it has moved around. I went to St. Louis, Detroit, Atlanta, places like that. So, and they do Worlds for everybody. So the people who go to Worlds will also be competing here. So this year was kind of fun. We are the Giddy Goats, which is kind of a fun theme. When I went and asked Mr. Marsh why he named us the Giddy Goats, I didn't like his story. So I want to tell you that goats are very determined. Goats find a way. Goats are problem solvers, and they're hardworking. And that's why we're the goats. So we got some great new hats this year, made by one of our mentors' girlfriends. So we have these goat hats. If you ever want to wear a goat hat, we've got quite a few of them. And this was our robot, and his name was Conrad Jr., I believe. So we name our robots every year. Okay. So this is our 5th season, even though we lost 1 year to COVID. Conrad mascot changed a little bit over the years. We added a hat and a scarf. We did that with Max Ford a couple years ago. We've graduated 10 alumni thus far. They are off. Most of them are in college and off. The game was rescaped. We had 3 seniors, 5 juniors, and 2 sophomores and 1 freshman. We also have 5 mentors. And it takes every single one of us to do this, working together. It wouldn't be possible without support that we have. MEF, the Irons Foundation, they're listed up there. B&B Molders, Damon, NMAC, ASA. I mean, this is a very expensive endeavor, if you can imagine. To get in the game, to say you can go to 2 competitions, it costs $6,000 for this level. Okay? Now, this level is $500, all right? And so schools that can't afford to do this can do this all the way up to 12th grade, okay? The problem that we sometimes see with that level is we have our little 7th graders with their little controllers out there, and they're standing next to a senior who's in full garb and competing like it's this, right? So there's always that. And it's the same thing at this level. You've got the teams like 135 and some of the, world champions who just have these really, really elaborate robots that you're like, wow, I know no high school student that can build that. But it's fun, everybody works together, and that's the main thing about FIRST. But the support, it's very expensive, and that's not even the travel and the uniforms and everything else that we put into these kids. But it's a great experience for them, and it's one that they'll always remember. And like Mackenzie said, FIRST follows you, and they will be there for you. You can put them on your resume. Companies know FIRST. They know that name. It is very impressive on your resume. So it is more than just robots. It gives students a chance to give their high quality work to the community, and they learn about technology to better their robot. It's the hardest fun you'll ever have. The last thing that I think I'll close with before I give you guys, there's our team picture and our hats. Yeah, they were very hot. I will tell you that. They were hot hats. And then we are going to be participating in RoboFest again this year. So on June 7th, down with Mishawaka Parks and Rec, down in the Riverwalk area, we're going to put on a big RoboFest, and that will be advertised, but it is going to be all levels and all STEM within Mishawaka. So it's a great promotion time. Last year, I think we had 647 kids that filled out cards and did things, and we're looking to make it even better this year. So come see us in June and drive a robot and have some fun. That's all I got.
Yeah, guys.
What do you need, Matthew? We'll try to get her out of here and get you out. All right. Moving on to 4, which is comments and questions from the floor. 4.01, representatives of the Mishawaka Parent Group. 4.02, representatives of school employees. 4.03, representatives of Mishawaka Education Foundation. We have Jane.
Well, you can handle that, guys. I am overwhelmed by what I heard tonight and the impact that we can make in giving back to you guys. Every program that was presented, we had some part in it. And so when I come to you and tell you about events coming up, that's where we make our money. So the luncheon is coming up June 11th. We're honoring Charles Pfeiffer and Jake Crawford, who started our Mishawaka slash school, Mishawaka MEF Community Greenhouse. And it's looking to grow, and we're excited about that, I hear. And we're gonna have a class, maybe, guys, so that these kids can really enjoy what is out there in landscape. So, this is a little reminder of all our events. It's on our website. We're excited, golf outing coming, job fair coming, anything that we can contribute back. I do want to say thank you to all the elementary schools and principals. Our major saver this year made $20,637. So, and that's because all of you in elementary supported it, got it out, and thank you. I mean, major saver was, what kind of people do you have in Mishawaka? I said givers.
Thank you, Jane. 4.04 is general public, and we have Debbie Strong.
Good evening, Madam President, trustees, Dr. Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Strawn. I reside and own real property at 305 George Street here in Mishawaka. I have no group affiliation. I have no children. I'm not an employee, retired annuitant, creditor, or vendor of the school city of Mishawaka. So much for my disclosure. I have 7 questions tonight, not a single one of them on the agenda, but I'm putting Mr. Brew and Mrs. Mann to work, I think. Question number 1, how many students compose the cohort of the Mishawaka High School class of 2025? Question number 2, how many members of the Mishawaka High School class of 2025 are non-resident out-of-district students? Question number 3, how many members of the Mishawaka High School class of 2025 will graduate by way of the Caveman Academy of Virtual Excellence? Question 4, how many members of the Mishawaka High School class of 2025 will graduate with either academic honors or technical honors, and do not include in your account any subject matter specific honor society a member of the class of 2025 might belong to, for instance, French Honor Society? Question 5. At this point in time, How many members of the Mishawaka High School class of 2025 are anticipated to be enrolled in one or more credit remediation courses after May 29th, 2025? Question 6. For the most recent reporting period, which is school year ending 2024, School City of Mishawaka reported a chronic absentee rate of 45.2% at Mishawaka High School, 674 chronic students on the base of 1,490 student population. What is the expected chronic absentee rate for Mishawaka High School for the school year ending 2025? What steps has the school corporation taken to reduce chronic absenteeism not only at the high school, but across the entire corporation? Question 7. What has School City of Mishawaka achieved to date, and what remains to be accomplished before School City launches a high school career pathway in horticulture? What are the plans for the utilization of room 246, I believe that's correct, in the horticulture pathway? And what is the timeline for a fully functional greenhouse in room 246? And two things that are not on the script here. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Ben Modlin and his EV team yesterday at Purdue. They did reasonably well, actually. I thought they did quite well. And I'd also like to shout out to Mr. Matt Rendell, who did a great job today in sitting in for 95% of his class was absent, excused, of course, and did a really good job as the face of Mishawaka High School this morning during the video announcements. And that concludes my remarks for this evening. Madam President, thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you. Mr. Brew, do you have a copy of it? Okay, very good. All right, moving on to consent agenda. 5.01, approval of the minutes of the April 16, 2025 meeting. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the minutes for the April 16, 2025 board meeting as presented. 5.02, approval of the bill warrants and payroll. It is recommended that the board approve the bill warrants and payroll in the amount of $5,547,443.55 from the appropriate funds. 5.03, approval of the March financials. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the March financials as presented. 5.04, approval of donations. It is recommended that the School Board of Trustees approve the donations as listed and presented. 5.05, approval of the Tom Irons donation. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the $50,000 donation from Tom Irons as presented. 5.06, approval of the overnight field trips. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the overnight field trips as listed. 5.07, approval of the outdated, damaged, and unrecoverable technology equipment. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the disposal of the outdated, damaged, beyond repair, and unrecoverable technology equipment as presented. 5.08, approval of the consent agenda. Is there a motion? So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I would like to call Keith Kender to the podium, please. He is going to discuss the $50,000 donation from Tom Irons.
Good evening. Thanks for having me tonight. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Tom and Jennifer Irons and the Irons Foundation to present President Parks and the Board of School Trustees a $50,000 check for the 2025-2026 school year. Since his generous gift in 2018 that led to the Iron Strength and Conditioning Center at Mishawaka High School, Mr. Irons has remained committed to supporting the educational and extracurricular endeavors of School City of Mishawaka students. He loves Mishawaka and the opportunities that being a Mishawaka student provided him. His commitment to annually giving to School City of Mishawaka is his way of ensuring that all young people in our corporation have the same chance at the wonderful experience that he had. Having spent some time with him the past several years, I know him to be a very competitive guy that loves to see and hear about our successes in the classroom, playing fields and courts, and in academic and fine arts competitions. And in the time that I've spent with him, I know that he remains eager to provide all of our teachers, coaches, instructors, and directors the resources that they need to compete at the very highest level. He couldn't be here this evening, so he asked me to present this check in his place, and I am honored to do that, as I said. And as I do that, I just want to publicly thank Mr. Irons for his unwavering support, his friendship to the entire caveman community. Thank you. I got this big check for you.
You be the speaker there, Bill. You're fine. Oh, Dave.
Thank you very much.
As always, we are super grateful for Tom's donations and his commitment to the cavemen and the city of Mishawaka, or the school corporation of Mishawaka. So, Victoria, please pass it along to him, that we're grateful and thankful. Thank you, Keith, for the presentation. And there he goes. 6 is reports and discussion items. There is nothing. 7 is human resources. 7.01, personnel report. Mr. Laban.
Thank you, President Parks. This evening we have just 10 classified appointments for your review and approval. Additionally, appearing on the personnel reports tonight, we have 2 new retirees that I'd like to just briefly acknowledge. First is Mr. Brian Reynolds. Since 2015, Brian has been a dedicated member of our custodial staff right here at Mishawaka High School. Brian takes great pride in his work and is always willing to lend a helping hand to his colleagues. He will certainly be missed. I was just going to say, maybe as he's rolling on by, perhaps, good timing, as he leaves here at the end of June. Second and lastly is Mrs. Deb Lukowski. Deb has been an exceptional resource teacher at School City Mishawaka, specifically at Liberty Elementary for the past 17 years. Her compassion, expertise, and unwavering commitment have certainly left a lasting commitment on countless students, and she will be dearly missed as she ends her final year with us here at the end of this month. So we wish both Brian and Deb the very best and thank them for their many years of service. As always, happy to answer any questions that the board may have, but if not, it's recommended the board approve the report dated May 7th, 2025 as presented.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
8 is curriculum instruction and technology. 8.01, SEM summer learning programs. Dr. Stockstill.
Thank you. Good evening, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, members of the board, and guests. On behalf of the Curriculum and Instruction Department, I'm here to share an overview of our summer learning opportunities for elementary, middle, and high school students. One too many, hold on. Starting with our youngest learners, we are going to offer Kindergarten Kickstart again. This is the second year offering this 2-week program for incoming kindergarten students. It allows them to build relationships with classmates, with their students, and learn routines and procedures that will give them the best possible start to the new school year. For elementary and middle school students, we're excited to partner with the Boys and Girls Club again to offer summer learning labs. These labs have academic instruction in the morning by our School City Mishawaka teachers. Then in the afternoon, they have traditional club programming, which includes STEM activities, field trips, and involvement in the community. Currently, we have 2 sites. One is at John Young and one is at LaSalle Elementary, and I'm happy to say they are already at capacity. So we're looking to expand the capacity of those sites possibly, or move them to additional sites in the area as well. Here is a broad look at our secondary programming. John Young, in addition to the Summer Learning Lab, is going to offer Jaguar Jumpstart. Like our kindergartners, this is an opportunity for students who are transitioning to a new building from 6th grade to 7th grade to get to know their new classmates, teachers, and even learn how to open their lockers for the very first time. MHS will also offer Summer Bridge and Early College. They will also focus on remediation, credit recovery, working ahead, and enrichment of band and orchestra. Oak Lawn and the Cave are going to focus on credit attainment, credit recovery, and remediation, and continue to support personal growth for their students during that time period as well. To wrap up, we will offer 2 specialized camps. The first one that you see is our robotics camp. You heard tonight about our robotics program at the high school. So this camp is just one of the many feeders into that successful robotics program. It's for students grades 3 through 8, and students are empowered during this short time period to build a robot and compete in a robot game. Because of efforts led by Matt Johns in the Exceptional Learners Department, ADEC is hosting a camp at Beeger for individuals with disabilities. It includes an educational component and fun activities such as field trip and a talent show. We are actively preparing for these programs using our previous year blueprint to improve where we need to improve, but also to build on that success. We will continue to monitor our results, getting feedback from our families, our students, and from our teachers, and looking at our outcomes to make sure that we're continuously improving our summer learning opportunities for our students. At this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions or expand on anything further.
Thank you, Katie. 8.02, Mishawaka High School Multilingual Mentor Program, Dr. Stockstill.
Thank you. Good evening again. I am here to introduce a group of amazing individuals who launched a Mentor Ambassador program at Mishawaka High School. The multilingual department at School City Mishawaka serves our students who are learning English. Our department did a self-evaluation, and one of the recommendations that came from that self-evaluation was to create a program to support students through peer mentorship. It is my honor to introduce the people who made it all happen and who are going to tell you more about the program and introduce you to some pretty amazing students: Randy Ebright, Malou Lyman, and Miranda Scheiko. And yes, I'm giving Randy the mic again, so I apologize.
Wow.
Actually, Miranda, thanks.
Very, very quickly, Madam President, Dr. Stevens, the board, guests, thank you for allowing us to be on your agenda tonight. 2 years ago, we started an evaluation of our MLL program, our MLL department, multilingual language. So these are students who come to Indiana, come to School City of Mishawaka as students who do not speak fluent English. And so that department is there in order to support and help those students grow with that English language development in order to be successful in their academic career with us. And so out of that evaluation came some really amazing improvements. And one of them was the idea to have an ambassador, a student ambassador program at the high school for students to have their peers in order to have community among those students, to be successful with each other, support each other, and to be that team together. I'm hoping to continue to grow that. But the driving force is not myself within this group. Truly, it is 2 people at the high school who took the reins and really brought this together. So Randy and Malou, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Malou Lyman. I am a multilingual learner teacher here at Mishawaka High School. I've been essentially a facilitator with the Multilingual Learner Ambassador Program, which you will learn a little bit more about. And I would just like to say that my interest in being involved with this is recognizing our students that come from a different cultural background or multilingual family. And because adolescence is a time of finding identity, developing identity, my intention with helping out with this program, it was to help provide a space for our multilingual learners, students of all levels, and allowing them to share, connect, be visible, celebrate their identity, and foster leadership within our multilingual learner community. So you will be meeting some of our leaders now.
Good evening to the school board and to the audience. So I just want to clarify on the main purpose of the MLL Ambassador Program. Number one, it is to provide peer academic support and mentoring for MLLs. And the second reason is for students paired based on similar language, cultural backgrounds, and interests.
And so, just to reiterate, so blessings, thank you. One aspect of this program, which is awesome, and I know Ms. Lyman touched about it, is about leadership from within and the students supporting one another, both in a tutoring capacity as well as a mentoring capacity as well. These students will meet once a week during advisory time. Ms. Lyman does all the work coordinating it, getting everyone working well together. And so, and that's how the program has looked, and we do have some plans for the future in order to continue it to grow and impact even more of our students here at Mishawaka. And actually at this time I do want to invite Andrew up to talk about some of the benefits that he's experienced and seen.
Good morning, school board, and good morning, guests. The benefits of the MLL Ambassador Program is having an opportunity for academic tutoring and also meeting with your mentor and discussing about challenges or successes that happens throughout high school. And also provide the collaboration with positive support system at MHS. And getting 8th graders into the new freshman year, support and a little bit of help of older and more mature people that know more about high school.
All right, so the last part of the MLL Ambassador Program, so mainly the future goals. So number one, it is to increase student numbers, including encouraging mentees to become mentors. And for the last one, it is to begin planning an international student organization club to celebrate the students at MHS. Thank you very much.
And lastly, we do want to invite two students up to go in a little bit more detail about who they are, their backgrounds, and the work that they have been doing. So with that, we'll begin with Angela.
Good evening, school board and audience. My name's Angela Nsanja, and I was born in Malawi. If you don't know, that's in Southeast Africa. I moved here in 2021. Yeah, I started here from Janyang, 8th grade. So benefits of this program have been meeting with students from different countries, meeting with different students, and also bonding through shared experiences, because I've learned that different cultures and different races have similar experiences. And also providing academic tutoring for students and supporting each other too. And also gaining confidence to speaking around people. I'm working on that, yes. But yeah, so those are the benefits I've taken from this program as a mentor. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Leslie Ordonez. I am currently a senior here at Mishawaka High School. And I'm currently going to go into Holy Cross to study early education. So we'll see how that goes. Throughout this year, I have joined the MLL group as a mentor. So we've been helping out younger students be able to get their assignments done, tell them about different classes that they can join. And throughout my experience personally, as I have gone through high school and currently graduating, so it was overall fun experience. You get to learn more about different people and where they come from, their cultures, and as personally a Hispanic, I was able to learn about different people, different aspects of their lives, and things that I have not known about.
I definitely want to again thank our students for being here to speak tonight about their experiences and our hope to continue our work. And actually, I do want to give one specific shout out to Leslie because she was when we did brainstorm this idea. The first image I had was her yelling at students in the hallway to get to class. And I wanted to figure out a way to kind of do that, provide that motivation, maybe without so much yelling, in a more positive, but nonetheless structured way. And so I'm very thankful for our students and for the support from the administration, both at the district level as well as in building as well. So thank you all and thank our students.
I'd like to say something. For me, thank you for what you're doing and what you are trying to accomplish and expand on. Those of you that may not know, I've hosted foreign exchange students in the past, and I'm hosting one this year who came to us. Her English was very, very poor. So the support that our students are giving these international students is just a wonderful thing because they need to feel accepted, they need to feel welcome, they need to feel a little bit understood, they need to feel that, the cultures are different. And so thank you so much because I think Mishawaka High School needs it.
Okay, moving on to business and operations. 9.01, approval of the December 2024 financials and historical comparisons. Mrs. Dutoy.
Thank you, President Parks. Just want to do a quick recap of the December into the year. All of the funds that were budgeted for the appropriations stayed under budget, so we didn't overspend. The education fund ended with a $9,796,629 balance, moving into 25. With the largest expenditure, of course, would be salary and wages and benefits. The referendum operating fund ended with a balance of $2,248,209,000, but there are plans for that money. There was carryover appropriations that are still being spent this year. The debt service was ended with a $1,415,603 balance to be used towards the payments for 2025 as we bring in the revenue this year. The referendum capital debt service fund had a balance of $164,36, and that will be used for the payments going forward. The operations fund actually ended with a $723,747 balance, and that is due to the $8 million that we transferred from the education, which placed us on our excessive transfer list, which I'm going to discuss in a little bit. The rainy day was at a balance of $2,142,303 at the end of December, but that has declined since then due to our different expenditures for the HUM's new building. The school lunch fund is growing nicely. It's at $1,702,387 at the end of December, and it is still continuing to grow with us being on the all free lunch program. The curriculum material funds, the balance of $1,204,966 was transferred to the education fund per legislation. It no longer exists. All curriculum material would be paid from the education fund. The self-insurance fund ended at $118,397, but that was partially due to having to make a large stop-loss payment in November as we changed brokers. It is slowly recovering this as the year goes on this year. So that was how December ended. I just would like your approval and acceptance of that report.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.02, approval of the March 2025 financials of historical and comparison. Mrs. Dutoy?
Yes, this is just a recap of the first quarter for 2025. The education fund is up a little bit since January. It's ending at $9,802,142. It's on track to stay within budget as it's spent approximately 25% of its budgeted amount. The referendum operating fund is down to $1,581,356 due to those carryovers being spent out, but it's also at 23%, so it's still on track to stay within budget. The debt service fund is $1,144,579, but we will have payments due in June, and that will be used towards. The referendum capital debt service fund has not changed, as no money has come into it since December, so it still stands at $164,036, waiting for the payments in June. The operations fund at the end of March was at negative $422,845. That is due to the fact that we're trying to stay within the 15% that the DOE would like us to stay for the education to operations transfer. We're trying a new strategy, so we're waiting until see how, if we can, we will be in the black back in June when we get our tax revenue. And then we will go from there and try to figure out a different way to compensate for the operations. Rainy day fund was at $1,640,457 due to the HUM's new building expenditures being withdrawn from that to be paid back once the bonds are sold. And the school lunch is actually up to $2,161,003, but she is using that funding for a project at Emmons, so we're just slowly putting that aside for now. And the self-insurance fund had rebounded to $671,424 at the end of March, so it is gaining ground. So we are in good shape so far for the year. So I'm just asking that you approve and accept that report.
Okay, is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.03, approval of excessive education to operations fund transfer list. Mrs. Dutoy.
Thank you. Yes, the naughty list, as Dr. Stevens likes to call it. As we were notified on March 27th, we once again transferred over 15%, actually 18.11% in 2024, and they want to know why we did, why we have to do it. So we have this nice little packet of documents that's going to be emailed to them, explain to them that our circuit breaker takes 2/3 of our operations levy before we ever see $1. So we have to transfer that much. And within the packet, there's comparisons to other school districts of what, once you take your circuit breaker out, how much you have to spend on a student. When we do that, Mishawaka has $723 and some change to spend on a student. To be able to get up to the 2,000 mark that brings us up to other people, we have to transfer the $8 million. That's the only way we make any ground. So we're going to submit our apology once again and see what they say to us.
As
And
long
this-
as we're saying we're sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck. 9.04, approval of over-advertising for additional appropriations for the education fund. Mrs. Dutoy.
Yes, I'm going to be asked permission to advertise for additional appropriations as the legislature has increased the foundation amount. We'll be bringing more funding into the education fund. And I was remiss when I did the budget. I did not allocate appropriations for the curriculum rental, which needs to be done, so that will be done within this appropriation also.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.05, 2026 budget calendar. Mrs. Dutoy.
Yes, I just wanted to present the 2026 budget calendar that will be used for this year to plan and adopt the 2026 budget calendar year, and I just wanted everyone to be aware when the dates were, so if there are any conflicts, we could change them if needed and go from there.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
10 is policy updates. There is nothing. 11 is superintendent's report and action items. Dr. Stevens?
Thank you, President Parks. Just information for the board tonight and any audience members that may be live and or watching on the Mishawaka Network. First, the Unified Champions event is going to be held Thursday, May 15th, next Thursday from 9 a.m. until noon, right here at Mishawaka High School Steel Stadium. So if you're interested in attending that event or you haven't attended that event, it is very fun, very heartwarming to see the students participate in that. So again, that'll be next Thursday, May 15th. Next, Teacher Appreciation Week. You heard a little bit about that. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Mr. Brew was showing some love today by doing some grill work with his staff. But the week is specified for teachers, but we do a great job, I believe, in School City in promoting that appreciation for all of our employees that make Mishawaka work. So I just want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our teachers, our administrators, our support staff for the work they do on behalf of the students in our community. Next up, last night, some of you were able to attend the Celebration of Excellence. All staff were invited to that at Four Winds Field. It was a great annual celebration. This was their first time at Four Winds Field, though, but it couldn't have been done without the financial assistance of both the Mishawaka Education Foundation. I think Jane was talking about that earlier. Here's another agenda item where they've been supportive of us, and Everwise Credit Union. So special thanks to the staff that make the event so special, and of course, the MEF and Everwise that sponsor 100% of the costs for us to have that event. So thank you to those fine folks. Earlier, Mr. Laban spoke a little bit about a couple of retirees, but this year we have a total of 18 retirees that have a combined 328 years of service at School City of Mishawaka when you tally the folks from the beginning of the year until now that have retired. Those folks range from 3 years to 33 years of sort of experience, so to speak. But additionally, we also have 100 staff members that will be receiving service awards this year. And again, that's every 5 years we receive service awards, but those are folks that are at least here 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and so on. So I wanted to share that with you. We've got a lot of folks that have been with School City for quite some time, and we certainly can't do it without their work and their effort. Next, the last day of student attendance. Friendly reminder is we've had a few inclement weather days, but for everybody, the last day will be Thursday, May 29th. And I see some students back there very happy about that coming up here. So Thursday, May 29th is the last day for all students at School City of Mishawaka. And last but not least, information for me, a special thanks to everybody at Mishawaka High School that made hosting tonight's meeting possible. When we travel to the schools, we know that it takes a substantial amount of work. Mr. Brew, Dr. Mann, we certainly appreciate everything that you folks have done here tonight in hosting us. And with that, President Parks, that concludes my report for you this evening. Happy to entertain questions the board may have. Seeing none, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you. 12 is communications. 12.01 public announcements. The next meeting of School City of Mishawaka Board of School Trustees will be June 11th, 2025 at the Administration Center. If there is nothing else to come before the board, have a happy Mother's Day to all, and we appreciate all of our teachers and staff, and have a wonderful evening. This meeting is adjourned.